Ethics is knowing the difference between what you have a right to do and what is right to do. Potter Stewart. Treading a fine line between right and wrong. While the Mexican War was right for the prosperity and goals of achieving manifest destiny, it was unethical and immoral. The Mexican War was the wrong path for the United States. The Mexican War started in 1846, was a war between Mexico and the U.S., resulting from conflicts of border disputes between the two countries. Manifest destiny, a belief in which it was America's God-given right to expand to the Pacific coast, and Texas annexation, which was Texas becoming a U.S. state, resulting in Mexico cutting off ties to the U.S., along with disagreement about where the border was, were all incentives for the U.S. to want more land previously owned by Mexico. On the other side of the coin, influential heroes like Abraham Lincoln and young essayist and poet Henry David Thoreau both protested and believed the war to be wrong. Abraham Lincoln demanding to see the exact spot American blood was spilled on, which connects to the border dispute, and Henry David refusing to pay his head tax, leading to his jailing, which eventually led to an essay known as Civil Disobedience. Civil disobedience, in summary, stated the effects every individual had, and that if everyone boycotted and a tax resistance occurred, the government could be forced to end the war. The day of the release, people walking down the street were asked, "What did you learn today in American history?" They would reply, "We individuals have the power in the form of civil disobedience." Any people, anywhere, being inclined and having the power to have the right to rise up and shake off the existing government and form a new one that suits them better. Abraham Lincoln. The essay worked, albeit the war continued on as prominent war heroes such as Zachary Taylor inspired men to go to war like moths to a flame. This is one of the major similarities between the War of 1812, being the creation of powerful war figures. However, unlike the War of 1812, the result and battles of this war were very different, with the general consensus being America losing the War of 1812 without getting any land, while in this case, the Treaty of Guadalajara Hidalgo was signed, leading to Mexico ceding over 525,000 square miles of southern land, which would later be part of the Civil War, including present-day California and Texas, for $15 million. The victory, however, came with great costs, including at least 12,000 troops, mostly dying to not even war, but to sickness, which could have been avoided had the U.S. Congress died to not call war upon a poor, feeble, and distracted country, as said by a group of intellectuals, including Whigs, abolitionists, and Democratic politicians. While many could argue that, yes, the U.S. did expand and get as much land as mentioned before, it was not morally correct to intentionally provoke war under a guise. Through intentions of manifest destiny, Texas annexation, and border disputes, the war was caused. Through the lead of generals such as Zachary Taylor, we won the war. Through the inspiring essay of Henry David, we learned that we do have an impact. Through past experiences like these, we know what's right, what's wrong, what's ethical, and what's immoral. And with said experiences, we can aspire to build a better country.